Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Dylan from honorablemed.com, and today I'll be talking to you about some ways to improve your resume for medical school, something we could all use, right? Well, whether you're a first year freshman, coming in freshman, sophomore, or junior, preparing for the MCAT, it's important to always be thinking about making improvements to your med school resume, as that determines whether you even get a secondary or an interview. The most important two things are obviously grades and MCAT score on your resume, but most people seem to just focus on those two and completely forget about all the other things that go into it. So, something showing that you're more than just a science whiz that gets great grades and has an amazing MCAT score is something that's good to have on your resume. So, I'll share with you my techniques and why I think that they work and what I'm doing currently as well. So, personally, I think that you need to be doing three things at all times that you can put on your resume. No matter what they are, just make sure you're doing three things. Two of these things should probably be science related, but I think one of them shouldn't be. Like one of them should just show that you're an average, everyday person and that you have hobbies and stuff like that. So, things you can do are, research opportunities. That's a really big part there. You can join clubs. Clinical experience is a key point in your resume. Leadership positions are also very big. You could be a tutor, teacher's assistant. You could teach supplemental classes. There are a lot of things you can do. So let's hop into them. So, research opportunities. Something that you get with a professor and basically just ask them if they're doing research, which all of them are. But ask them about their research, what they're doing, and if you're interested, just offer your services and your help on their research. They're very available if you just ask. That's all it takes, really. I mean, there's plenty of research opportunities around. Clubs. At my university, there's like 200 of them. It's just this insanely long list, but I'm sure at a lot of universities they have a pretty long list of them as well. There are a lot of science-related ones, health-related ones. For example, I'm in a health organization at my university. There's AMSA, which goes pretty much hand in hand with being a medical student, because it's called the American Medical Students Association. Um, I'm currently in Psych Club because that's something that I really enjoy. I mean, I just freaking love psychology. So being in that doesn't even feel like a chore. Pokemon Club, if you're into that kind of thing, get out and play Pokemon Go with some new buds. Or there's probably Magic the Gathering Club at a lot of places. Just something fun. Swing Dancing Club is one that a lot of people love at my university. It's pretty interesting one as well. I mean, if you want to learn how to swing dance. If you're trying to brush up on your Spanish and you're not taking any classes, Spanish club's always an option also. So clubs are another great option there. There are many different ways to gain clinical experience, and one way that you absolutely have to do so is just get out and shadow doctors. And again, it's just like with research opportunities and asking professors, if you just get out and call some doctors' offices around where you're living, I'm sure that you'll find a doctor or two that is willing to let you shadow them. Basically, before you apply for medical school, you want to try to get three physicians that you can shadow and shadow each of them for about 20 hours total, which may seem like a lot, but once you actually get in there and start doing it and see all the cool stuff going on, it's really not as much as you think it is. Another great thing you can do is volunteer in a hospital or a local family doctor. And volunteering just is such a great thing that you can do to better your chances. And volunteering in a clinic also, in a clinical setting, just really, it speaks volumes to who you are and how much you're appreciative of the medicine going on at that hospital. Another potential way to gain clinical experience is to work for a hospital. Something you can do with little to no experience at all is basically being a patient care technician. You may have heard it referred to as a PCT, which it's not the most fun position in the world, but I mean it pays probably $13 an hour or so, depending on where you get in, and it's good experience. I mean, wiping butts isn't my wouldn't be my first choice to do something, but I mean, you're getting paid and you can definitely put that on your resume, so that's another good one to do. Um, so that'll move us into leadership positions. So an easy way to gain one of those is to apply to be a community assistant or a hall assistant or anything like that. And basically what you do is you just look over your residence hall or whatever you call it there, and you just basically work for your hall advisor. And what you do is you kind of just, be friendly with everybody, make sure everybody's doing something that they should be and that they're not doing something they shouldn't be. Try to keep parties at a minimum and everything like that. Another great way to gain a leadership position is to join a fraternity or a sorority. And I've heard such great things about those. I have not personally joined one a fraternity, but I have heard really good things. Another great way is to be the leader of a club. So currently I have a leadership position in my psychology club. It's a lower down position, but I'm trying to make my way up to be a president by the end of the year. Um, and just having one of those higher up positions in a club would just do so much for you. Just shows how much of a leader you can be and that you're not just at the, average level, like, oh, I'll go to a club once or twice a week and put it on my resume. But you're actively engaged and you're doing everything that you can for that club. Just shows a lot. Um, Another great way is to tutor or teach a supplemental class as well. So in tutoring, it gives you a great chance to stay fresh on those lower level courses, your general chem, your general biology, maybe genetics, just stuff like that that, you can easily forget if you don't bring it up once in a while in your classes. And while you're, staying fresh, you also get paid to do something that boosts your resume, and that's awesome in itself. And it's also just really awesome to be able to help people like that. Um, Teaching a supplemental class would basically just you teach the class over again from what they've learned. You kind of just gloss over every subject again. This is just people coming on their own time, so that's what that would be. Being a teacher's assistant, you basically just help the teacher with anything that they need. You help them grade stuff, you help them with their research possibly. And while it's probably not the most glamorous thing to put on your resume, it gives you a really good letter of recommendation from a professor. And anytime you're doing something like this with a professor, being their TA or doing research with them, just make sure that it's a professor you like. Because if it's not, then I feel like you'll hate every second of it. So as you can see, there are so many different ways that you can improve your resume. Basically, you just got to get out there and find them and find something that you really like and stick with it. Um, so this has been Dylan from honorablemed.com. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, find me on Facebook and Twitter. Everything will be in the description. And thank you. Wish you all the best.